At first glance, this looks like one of the most impressive abandoned hospitals I've ever seen. An entire medical campus with open courtyards and even a grand chapel at the center. Everything about the overgrown complex feels maintained, almost intentional. That feeling disappears the moment you step inside. Every space is stripped back to its frame, completely hollow. The deeper we went, the less this place felt like a hospital, and more like something that had been deliberately gutted. Let's explore. Alright guys, we just made it inside of an abandoned hospital. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty tagged up from the first look. And we're gonna move into the main hallway here. Those windows are beautiful. You can only imagine what it would have looked like before all that was smashed up. But this reminds me almost of a hotel, not a hospital. But we can tell the architecture is going to be incredible straight off the bat. I'm looking at that stairwell through here. And none of this looks anywhat modern, so we really don't know what to expect out of this. But we're going to give it our all, right off the bat. I don't want to say it doesn't look video worthy because, it's this tagged up, but I don't think that places need to be, in the best condition to be worth it for a video. And this is just delicious. It's beautiful in here. The overgrowth on these windows is insane. Look at that. And I think that's the chapel. Well, what would you know? A hospital bed. Straight off the bat. A thick one, too.
Fat people.
Guys, the exterior of this is beautiful. This right here is just a stunning view. Wow. Beautiful, ain't it?
Yeah.
First impressions?
It's beautiful but sad.
Beautiful but sad.
They absolutely let this place get absolutely trashed like this.
You can imagine what this would have looked like probably not too long ago.
Yeah, not very long ago at all.
This exterior is insane. This is, yeah. Wow. This is something else. We're just gonna go walk down this hallway, guys. This is so beautiful. Wow. Who knows what goodies are going to be left in here. We know the chapel should be pretty beautiful. So I think that's where we're going to go head into first. Holy. Well, it's very tagged. That stained glasses just ran through up there. Yep, throwing rocks. And then look all the way up there. That is something else. This place would have been beautiful. It still is, but it's just a different kind of abandonment. Obviously, we would prefer if this didn't have a single tag on it, but in 2025, unfortunately, that's really not a reality in many places. Let's step onto the altar quick. Just take a really fast look. Tabernacle would have been in there. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame because that stained glass being broken up there means kids are just throwing rocks at it, which is just awful. And I think at this point we're gonna have to get used to the fact that this place is just gonna be in somewhat of rough shape, but we are gonna find the beauty in the decay. Every angle of this church is just completely different. At first I said chapel, but this is really more of a full church. Sam found a comfy spot. We're all a little tired this morning. We've been going really hard for over a week straight now, so not a bad idea to catch a breather now and then. I'm gonna pan this way so you guys can see this. It's beautiful. What a view this is. It's still beautiful out here. Wow. We'll have to wait and see how much content is actually inside of this place. I mean, if there's surgical lights or a morgue of any sorts, even patient rooms, that'll make this a much more enticing explore. But the architecture is already beautiful. I mean, it is so gorgeous out. Look at this. Nothing left in any of the rooms yet, but honestly, that doesn't really even matter. Not yet, at least. This in itself is worth a video. It's just beautiful out here. Alright, I see the boys straight ahead of me. I'm sure they'll tell me if they find anything that's really cool. It's so bright out, I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes from squinting. I can barely see what I'm looking at. Alright guys, so I crossed over from where I was to begin with, and the church is up there, so we're on the opposite side of the hospital now. The first thing I noticed are these machines, which, I mean, I'm not really sure what's going on here. They kind of just look like patient beds of sorts, but I don't know, I can't really tell what that says or what this is. Magnet therapy. Alright, that's what this was. I was gonna say, it doesn't just look like a standard bed. It's magnet therapy, and I have no idea what that does. Alright, before I miss my chance, I just wanted to spin out back so we can walk outside to see what the hospital looks like from the other side. I'm not sure if I'm gonna really get much of a better view at this. Looks like the boiler house or something maybe in there. But this is what we're looking at from the backside. The wildlife back here is crazy, guys. Listen to that. Oh, what's this off to our left? It's a bed of some sorts. Well, actually, this isn't a bed. This is an exam table. Interesting. Really one of the first pieces of medical equipment that we've seen so far, minus those magnetic tables. All right, so I exited the wing that I was in, and by exiting, I mean I just kind of kept following the path, and I came out into here. And this looks very different. This looks a little bit more modern. There's not as many tags in this one part. The decay is still, well, decaying, but I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna head up and go check out the top floor, or at least the next floor. There might be more than one floor. But again, I'm gonna start being pretty careful about how much of this I'm gonna film, just because I really don't know if there's gonna be anything else in here. Again, it's beautiful, but it's very tagged up. Like within the last year or two, this place got wrecked apparently. Wow, it's bright out. Yeah, we're on the roof now. Gonna be careful making this transition over because there's quite a few people down there. So actually we're gonna do this quicker than we would have wanted to, because I do not want to be seen. It's beautiful. It's a shame it's so tagged up. Like, this would have been one of my favorite hospitals, just based off the architecture and design alone. But we're gonna push through here, back through the metal doors, and this is kind of like what I came through on the last level. And I think this section is a little bit more modern and newer. So we're gonna push back into what I presume to be the older section now. These are probably just more patient rooms. I was hoping to at least see a bed or two, but they're all very, very empty. They all look like this. There's hundreds of rooms just like this one. All right, so I made a bit of a discovery through this door. It's not much, but if we walk into these rooms, presumably the patient rooms, there's some stands for the TVs over there, and we actually have the lights and the plugins where the beds would have been here. So that's something. This is a little different. I don't want to say it's nicer, but everything else that we've seen, well, all the patient rooms haven't had anything like that. So this place is messed up. It's beautiful, but it's definitely hard to try to figure out what to actually film in here because there's just not that much content. So just as I said, there's not a lot of content. I turn to my right, walk through here, and I think you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. I'm pretty sure we're about to walk in on a hydrotherapy tub. It looks different from the ones I've seen, but it looks like the style is pretty similar. So I'm pretty sure that's what this is, and it'd be nice if I could read this, but I can't. So it's hard to really tell what all this stuff really is, but that's something. That's like the first real piece of content that we found in here. So yay. This is probably a bathroom, probably. Maybe not. All right, well, we're starting to loop around finally. This place is like literally massive. I came in down through here and shot this way, and I've spent the last 30 minutes just walking these patient rooms. And you can see how far down they go. If I zoom in and still walk this way a little bit, I mean, it almost goes out of sight. It might even go around that corner all the way down there. So I don't know. Hopefully there's some other goodies in here, but we're starting to find some stuff. And this is just a beautiful shot. Again, this is one of the main reasons why this place is even worth it. Even if there was nothing in here, like this in itself is absolutely stunning. Wow. Wow. Guys, check this out. I mean, it goes all the way back there. Even that building right there, I wasn't sure about it. That is abandoned too. There's tags all over it. There's no telling how much this will be able to actually get to. You just got to keep going. There's so much. Even that over there, we haven't seen any of that yet. This is crazy. Wow. Oh my gosh. That building is sick. Holy shit. I can't get through there. So we're gonna go head up. And I think what we're gonna do is, just because I don't wanna miss anything, and sometimes in hospitals, especially when they're in this condition, the upper floors are a little bit nicer. So not saying that's gonna be the case, but I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute walk through of this just to check it, and then we're gonna probably have to move on and go on to a different part, because I don't wanna say I'm wasting my time, but like, I don't think there's gonna be anything up here at all. Like literally at all. But we did say that, and then we did find a hydrotherapy tub, so who knows? But we'll go this way, since it seems to be the way where there might be some shit. But let's go this way first. Just because. Thought I saw something back here, but it's just destroyed. Like really badly. Is there anything back here? Yeah, a whole lot of fucking nothing. Let's just pop out here real quick. We're probably not gonna get, you know, a better top-down view like this, so let's just go lean over the edge for a second. This overgrowth is crazy. I feel like maybe I should be trying to work my way into here and into there. I feel like maybe this could be kind of the section we're looking for. So I think what I'm gonna do is probably just duck down at this point, because this is just gonna be a straight shot all the way down there, and there's like nothing there. So I think it's time to turn this ship around and kind of head down the first stairwell that we see. So I'll still turn left, just because this hallway is actually painted kind of pretty, but the lack of content is a little demoralizing here. I feel like it's still a pretty cool spot. I think maybe, probably, definitely still worth the video, but this thing really needs something to bring it to life, like really badly. So I found the staircase that leads down to the basement, and like I said, I'm gonna go try to get into those 2 buildings that are attached to the church, because I have a feeling those may be the most quote-unquote medical of this whole place. So let's go figure that out. So I just walked over to this, what I thought was just gonna be a patient room, and I can't get in there. It's completely locked, but if I change the focus, there's multiple beds, chairs, and a desk. But what's getting me is these coats in the corner that are completely clean. And I can't see in, but I have a feeling there might be someone, maybe homeless, that's living in here, and just lock this door themselves, because this should not like be like this. I know that, I don't know what you would do to open this, but this is very clearly closed on purpose, even though the lock is like kind of busted out. This is weird. Like those coats are like brand new in there. Now I'm getting a little concerned. This one was open, but it looks like someone literally is living in here. Look at all this stuff. Look at this. What is this? I don't want to mess with someone's stuff if someone's living in here, but Like, it looks like someone's been cooking. Like, these are all someone's belongings. I don't know. I don't feel right being in here. Something is off. Like, this stuff is too clean. Like, look. What? Like, I'm a little concerned. That looks like it was used, like, I don't know about recently, but, like, look at this ketchup and everything hasn't gone bad. All these spices. This looks like cinnamon or something. Like, what the heck is this? I don't know. Let's leave that alone. Let's push on. I'm gonna keep my guard up. Not saying there's gonna be a homeless person in here or something, but those were two really weird rooms in a row. Well, there's content for you. Alright guys, so I walked out of that hospital wing. Actually, I can turn here and show you. A massive one. I mean, this spans hundreds of feet down. It's kind of crazy, if not more. But we're gonna go pop into here because I have a feeling these side buildings may or may not be a little different. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, they're just as trashed. There's absolutely nothing in this building. Nothing. So, let's get out of here and go back around. Getting a little annoyed. Like, I found a few things, but I really would like to find some surgical lights or something just to tie this thing together. Like, it's so beat up. I haven't really posted any hospitals, like, to this point, guys, like, that are like this. So, that's the only reason why I'm really complaining, because I thought there was going to be a lot more to this. I've seen old pictures, but it's been run through recently. The coolest part is the exterior by far. So I did decide that before we go and switch buildings, I'm going to go back into the patient one, the long hallway, but we're going to go downstairs because this has the potential to probably be a little different, if anything. If not, I'm just going to keep saying that over and over again. Holy shit. This is creepy. I think I just found the creepiest thing ever. First of all, chair of the episode, because we haven't seen any other chairs really. Boom. You guys know the drill. That's the chair. Everyone say hello. But where on earth does this tunnel go? I'm not really sure if I'm gonna go find out right now. I need to go try and find surgical stuff / the morgue / x-rays / anything. Like, there has to be something in here. Has to be. This is obviously just all storage at this point down here. And electrical. There's nothing this way. There's nothing this way. Absolutely nothing. There's a cart. Hello, cart. Jeez. Well, I'm going to assume that goes all the way back down to where the church is, which is kind of the direction we need to go. but I feel like I should just walk this a little bit longer because, yeah, there's a lot of tunnels down here. A lot of tunnels. It's probably better that we stick to not going in them, but what is this? Huh. I mean, I don't really see anything of note, but there's quite a bit of stuff just back there. Hey! A hospital bed. There's something. There we go. It's like the first bed I've seen, maybe second. Whoa. So I'm incredibly lost. Like, I've been just walking through these tunnels for like 20 minutes, taking every random turn. So I really would like to pop up and see where I am outside. Still in the abandoned part, obviously. Oh, this might be the other building. Yeah, it is. Interesting. Well, I guess we might as well take a look in here. Remember, guys, we were across the way over here, all the way up there. So yeah, let's actually turn back in here and take a 5-second look, see if anything's different about this. Let's at least take the spiral staircase up a bit here. Just a floor or two. So the weirdest thing just happened, and I did not get it on video. Two guys were walking by as I was going up that spiral staircase, and they saw me, but they looked at me, and they started like telling me to go into the building. They looked like they were workers too. They told me to go into the building, and I showed them my camera. I just pointed, and then they just gave me a thumbs up. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm gonna just see this real quick. I don't know what this is, but I mean, we might as well just not completely just jump over everything, I guess. I mean, I can see in here, there's, I don't think anything, but yeah, we're not even gonna go in there. Okay, so I need to like get through this if possible. I wonder if those guys were going back to the stuff that I saw in the beginning. I don't know. I also don't think I've been down here yet. All right, everyone, so I haven't looked yet, but I know the surgical light's in here. I can see the tiling. So let's head on in there and check out this light. Yeah, wow, okay, that's unique. Holy shit. I mean, I've seen quite a few surgical lights, and this one's just kind of moving in the wind. But this is different from anything I've ever seen. Huh. I mean, I'm not going to say it made the video, but like when you come to an abandoned hospital or a hospital, surgical lights is, you know, what you're looking for. So that's something. That's cool. I'm going to assume this room off to my right was probably another surgical room. Yeah. You can see the tiling It's different from anything else. And the hole in the ground where the table probably would have been. But these lights are definitely more standard and modern on the ceiling. And you can see how it would have run. But this is also weird because you can see the contraption holding the surgical light there, but in here, there's nothing. So I wonder if this is more of a sterilizing room than anything else, because I don't see how this was feasible, unless this was like an autopsy table, but there's no morgue in here like this. So I don't know what this would have been for. Could have been, I guess, but just get one more look at this. It's cool. And then, we'll get out of here now. So my hypothesis actually was correct about the buildings on the side being the surgical ones. Obviously there's only one light left. I only went to one room, but they spent plenty of time in here looking around. All right, everyone, as you can see, the abandoned hospital is behind me, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here now. There's a car coming, so this is gonna be kind of funky as I'm walking by with a camera in my face. So maybe I should just wave and say hello at this point. Should just wave back, so you know what, everyone's friendly. But I wanted to say, even though pretty much this whole time, like I was saying, I've been decently, pessimistic about this hospital, I think it just goes to show, like, this is what happens when kids and people who just don't care about the place come in and destroy it. And it's a shame, because when you're 15 and 16, sure, like, this is kind of like really fun to see, especially if it's your first place, but when you get older and when you really, really care about the place and you want to see it for what it is and really kind of delve into the history, to see it smashed up like this and to see things like the stained glass just like have rocks thrown through it is really disappointing. So, in the end, I'm pretty happy with it, even though it's been a little disappointing seeing the state of it. We still got to see a surgical room. We still got to see those rooms that were fully locked up with all the stuff on the inside, all the condiments and all that. There's more trucks driving by. No one seems to care here, especially the people on the outside. We saw, again, the people on the outside. We saw a couple exam rooms. We saw some exam tables. We found the chair of the episode and so on and so forth. And the church, obviously. And the lobby and the outside. So very much worth it for a video. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed this abandoned Italian hospital.